So welcome to the beautiful Nimburg field, and I want to show you my new build, the Screamin Demon Gas bike frame. We have the Zeta 80 on there. It's been running real shitty ever since I got it. It didn't really pull all that great. It felt really lean, and I thought it was the Bofang. Well, at first I thought it was an air leak, but I checked for air leaks and it didn't have any. But yeah, once you warmed it up, the Bofang just did not idle. The idle went through the roof every time. So that wasn't great, right? That made it run lean and was terrible. So I changed it back to this very ugly but original NT carburetor, the bigger slide NT carburetor. You know, the YD carb. It has the bigger slide in it, but it still has this old style tickler. Well, the cheaper tickler. And weirdly, this one, it was the first and the only carb I ever got which has a Phillips head idle screw. It works fine, but just thing I wanted to point out. I still got the Bofang carb, like this cover or whatever, but it doesn't fit on the NT because the NT has a longer, like a cable. What's that even called? Longer cable head or whatever, like this hollow nut thing that you use to tighten the cable. Yeah, the bike is really dirty now because I had problems with gas leaks. First gas leak I got was of course from the tank here, and I just got a piece of cloth and I wrapped it around there and sandwiched it with the threads, and it seems to work fine. It does not leak so far. We'll see once we get that sorted out. But yeah, there's scratches out here. They're pretty severe because I already dropped the bike, which is not ideal, of course, but it's because of this crappy stand. It loosened up on me, and it's still not perfectly true because it's just it has this leg seems like it's bent more than the other one. It just, when you look at the bike from here, it doesn't stand straight. It stands like it would be on a normal pedal stand, but it's fine. It's fine. I will work on it later. This chain, perfectly tensioned. That chain, not so much. The bolts on this are so crappy and so over tightened. I'm not sure which one, but I already managed. Yeah, it's this one, I think. I already managed to strip one of them, so I just said fuck it, and I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't curse. Sorry. I just said I don't want to mess it up, and I just left it. I wanted to redo it because the sprocket isn't on straight. It goes like this, like only a little bit, but it's noticeable while you're riding. The chain is just flopping a little bit, but I can't do anything about that since, well, I don't have another sprocket, and I don't want to buy another sprocket just for that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy a sprocket, but it's just terrible that they just drilled it off center and they just went, oh yeah, we'll bolt that on. That won't matter. I put grease on the bucking bar, I put grease on the clutch gears over there, and the first try it vibrated so much that I lost that bolt, so I just put a bolt from the rear brakes on here. Oh yeah, I did a rear brake delete because I really didn't like how those brakes sounded, and the rear rim is, honestly, it's so warped. Like, the tire is so thick that you don't feel it while riding or cornering. Oh yeah, I gotta get to the cornering, but you don't feel it while riding that much. But the brakes were like, even if you didn't get them, even if you didn't pull them, if you were just riding, the wheel was going like this, and it just shake the whole bike. It literally shake the whole bike from the brakes. So I just removed them, and this brake, I've adjusted it properly, so it's fine. It stops the bike fine. It squeaks a little bit because I'm sure the pads got contaminated with oil straight away. But it squeaks a bit, but it works fine. It honestly works, I would say, just as good as the front brake on Catalina does, because well, it's a disc brake, it's a better brake, better braking force, whatever. But I want to change it to a hydraulic front brake, and I think I'll be one hydraulic disc brake will be enough. I'm probably going to change it to 180mm rotor, but I honestly think one disc brake will be enough. I don't ride 60 kilometers an hour all the time. I only do it on like speed runs when there's nobody around and it's a great big road. I really think this brake is enough. If you hate, you're gonna hate. I don't care. But I'm gonna run one brake only for now. I'm gonna get probably gonna get a rear disc brake eventually, but I don't want to do that right now. Also, the other problem I got with the Screamin Demon frame was that I had to put nuts on both sides of the wheel because it was just so the dropouts are so spread so far apart. I had to put nuts and a washer on one side to keep it locked in. Also, this, I don't know if you can see that, but these dropouts are not straight. The bottom one is a bit more that way than the top one. And as I've heard, I can't bend this frame out. So that means I just sandwiched it with the axle. And it bent it a little bit, but I just don't want to have hassles with this frame. I don't want to return it or do this crap because it will just have so much other stuff to do. I don't know, man. But it runs, honestly, it runs fine. But I'm going to replace the rims with spoked ones because I hate the flex on that rim. It's unbelievable how this rim flexes. It's okay, I'm a heavy guy. I am 110 kilograms currently, and the rim just flexes. There's no doubt about that. It just flexes when you're going around corners. So I mostly slow way down for the corners every time. But I don't mind. I pretty much solved the gas leak, which was like the main thing, and I'm quite happy about that. Oh yeah, I've also fixed the leak in here. I put JB Weld in here. It's a bit messy, but JB Weld works awesome. It plugged the leak. It really had a leak in the weld, so it was leaking all over. You can see how the fuel dripped down, and how it dripped down here. I still haven't cleaned it properly from the tank, but I don't care that much. In the future, I'm probably gonna repaint the frame anyway. And I also need higher bars. These bars suck. I'm gonna have like not complete like ape hangers, but a bit of a rise so that it's a bit more comfortable, and possibly a shorter stem. But that's it. The seat, I like it a lot. I really like this hyper branding on it. It's super comfortable. Just the seating position is like a sport bike. It's not very comfortable for long rides. I haven't done rides any longer than 10 kilometers because it's just, yeah, so shaky and all that. But the cap mod worked. The Z80 is running good so far. It's rich, which is what we want. It's breaking in. It's currently still on its first tank, but I've had it at top RPM. I know that's probably not ideal for break-in, but I've checked inside the cylinder and it's completely fine. Looks like it's wearing in pretty good. So I'm gonna say that's a wrap. And yeah, so here's the Screamin Demon frame. And thanks for watching. I'm gonna get to the replacement Phantom 85 soon, so I'll put the Phantom 85 on this or on a different frame, I'm not sure. But yeah, stay tuned for the Phantom. Thanks and goodbye.